A small spacecraft built by humans and launched from Earth in 1977 has now traveled so far that a signal from it takes almost 24 hours to reach us. Yes, we're talking about Voyager 1, the machine that is now traveling beyond the boundaries of our solar system, in interstellar space. Recently, Voyager 1 set a new record, crossing a cosmic barrier that was once considered science fiction. This spacecraft is now where the sun's influence ends and the true universe begins. The most astonishing thing is that Voyager 1 is still communicating with us. The signals are incredibly weak, almost a whisper, but they are still reaching Earth. Imagine, when Voyager 1 sends data, it doesn't arrive instantly. That message takes a full day to travel through the dark expanse of space to reach our antennas. And during that time, NASA scientists are praying every second that the signal doesn't get lost along the way. But the question is, what has Voyager 1 seen that is making history? What kind of energy, radiation, and mysterious signals is it recording? And the biggest question of all, how long will Voyager 1 survive? Will its signal suddenly go silent forever one day? Or will it send us a secret about the universe that changes everything? In this video, we will explain in simple terms where Voyager 1 is now, what new record it has broken, and why scientists are saying that the incoming data could shake humanity's understanding of the universe. Stay tuned until the end, because the final part contains information that will change how you see the universe forever. Subscribe to the channel so you can be among the first to see videos like this. The new signals and data recently sent back from space by Voyager have truly astonished NASA scientists. Signals, energy, and an environment unlike anything they expected. But before we can properly understand this new discovery, it's essential to go back a bit and understand what Voyager 1 is, why it was launched, and how this small mission became one of humanity's greatest space stories. Unless you know its beginning and its journey, you won't truly understand the significance of its current discoveries. The year was 1977. The world wasn't as technologically advanced as it is today. No mobile phones, no internet, no AI, nothing. But in that era, NASA envisioned a dream that seemed almost impossible at the time. Scientists wanted humanity to understand our solar system up close, especially the giant planets like Jupiter and Saturn, about which there were only blurry images and educated guesses. Voyager 1 was launched with this purpose, as a limited mission. The plan was very clear: travel to Jupiter and Saturn, take pictures, send back data, and then, mission accomplished. No one expected Voyager 1 to last more than a few years. It was designed with a lifespan of approximately 4 to 5 years. The computers of that era were weaker than today's calculators. Voyager 1's entire computer system is millions of times slower than a typical smartphone today. Yet the scientists of that time relied not only on technology, but also on human curiosity and courage. It was this human ambition that said, let's see how far we can go. When Voyager 1 flew past Jupiter, it revealed things that humanity had never seen before. Jupiter's storms, its great red spot, the volcanoes on its moons. All of this was revealed for the first time thanks to Voyager. Scientists were especially amazed to see active volcanoes on the moon Io. That single discovery changed the perception that life might be limited to Earth. After that, Voyager 1 moved on towards Saturn. There too, it performed remarkably. The intricate structure of Saturn's rings and the dense atmosphere of its moon Titan, all of this gave scientists a new perspective. Titan is now considered one of the most important places for the possibility of life, and this understanding began with the data from Voyager 1. This is where the story took a new turn. Once Voyager 1 had completed its primary mission, the question arose, what next? The spacecraft was still functioning perfectly. Its systems were operational, and then the scientists made a bold decision. They said, let's send it further, out of the solar system. From this point on, Voyager 1 ceased to be a planetary mission and gradually transformed into an interstellar mission. For years, Voyager 1 continued its journey, uninterrupted. The sun's influence weakened, the planets were left behind, and one day Voyager 1 reached the boundary where our solar system ends. What is the cosmic barrier that Voyager 1 crossed? When scientists say that Voyager 1 has crossed the cosmic barrier, it's not a wall or a door that you can see with your eyes. It's an invisible boundary that humans can only perceive through data. To understand this barrier, we first need to understand what the heliosphere is and why its end is such a significant event. Simply put, the heliosphere is a protective shield created by our sun. The sun constantly emits a stream of particles at high speed, which we call the solar wind. These particles travel billions of kilometers and envelop our entire solar system like a bubble. As long as something is inside this bubble, it remains under the sun's influence, whether it's a planet, dust, or a spacecraft. But this solar wind doesn't extend indefinitely. At a certain point, its strength diminishes. This is where the region that scientists call the heliopause begins. In simple terms, it's the final boundary where the sun's influence almost completely ends, and the forces of the outer universe begin to dominate. Beyond this boundary, the sun is no longer the dominant force. When Voyager 1 crossed this boundary, it meant that a human-made spacecraft had, for the first time, ventured beyond the direct influence of the sun. Now Voyager 1 is in a region where galactic space begins, where energy, radiation, and mysterious particles from other stars are present. This is the space we've seen in movies, but had never actually touched. What makes this moment so special is that this barrier is invisible, yet its effects are clearly felt. As soon as Voyager 1 crossed it, its instruments detected a sharp decrease in the number of solar particles and a sudden increase in cosmic rays. This was the strongest evidence for scientists that something monumental had changed. It was like a boat calmly sailing on a river suddenly reaching the open ocean. This moment is considered significant in human history because it shatters our preconceived notions of our limitations. For thousands of years, humanity gazed at the sky, counted the stars, and believed we could never reach them. Voyager 1, silently and without any human presence on board, proved that our reach extends far beyond our imagination. There is both mystery and fear involved. Because the space beyond the heliosphere is not entirely understood. What kind of energy exists there? How dangerous could it be for us? And the biggest question of all, is this the region where the story of another world might be hidden? Voyager 1 is now venturing into that unknown darkness. The sun has been left behind. Before it lies only the universe, boundless, silent, and full of mysteries. And that is why crossing this cosmic barrier is not just a scientific achievement, but considered one of humanity's greatest leaps. 24-hour signal. The terrifying truth of distance. If Voyager 1 were to send a message to Earth today, that message wouldn't arrive instantly. It would take approximately 24 hours to reach us. Imagine pressing a button and receiving the response the next day. This is the terrifying truth of distance that makes Voyager 1 even more extraordinary. This spacecraft is currently more than 20 billion kilometers away from Earth, so far away that the signal coming from it is almost completely lost along the way. But still, it arrives. And that in itself is a miracle. Voyager 1's signal isn't a strong radio transmission. It's so weak that you can't even compare it to anything in everyday life. Scientists say that by the time Voyager's signal reaches Earth, it has become billions of times weaker. Yet NASA's giant antennas, known as the Deep Space Network, manage to pick up even that faint whisper. It's like hearing the soft voice of someone standing on the other side of a stadium. The most surprising thing is that Voyager 1 sends this signal with the power of just a small light bulb. No solar panels, no charging. It has only one source of energy, a radioisotope power system, which is slowly degrading. Its power decreases every year, and that's why every message becomes even more precious. Because no one knows if the next signal might be the last. And then comes the biggest question. How is Voyager 1 still functioning after all these years? The truth is, Voyager 1 was never designed to last this long. Its instruments were designed for a few years, not half a century. But NASA engineers have gradually started shutting down various systems over time so that the remaining power can keep the essential instruments running. The cameras that sent back images of Jupiter and Saturn were shut down a long time ago. Heaters, backup systems, and many non-essential instruments have also been shut down. Today, Voyager 1 is operating solely on the instruments that can sense the space environment, such as cosmic rays, magnetic fields, and plasma waves. The NASA team is constantly improvising to keep it alive. Sometimes they reduce the power to an instrument, sometimes they send an old command in a new way. Interestingly, Voyager 1's computers are so old that no spare parts are even manufactured for them anymore. Yet scientists are still communicating with the spacecraft using decades-old code. Every time a signal comes from Voyager 1, there's a unique silence in the NASA control room, because they know that if a response comes today, it's a victory in itself. It's not just about the machine working, it's a testament to human perseverance, ingenuity, and hope. What Voyager 1 is currently recording. Even though Voyager 1 is now incredibly far from our eyes, it is still continuously sensing, listening, and recording. The only difference is that it's no longer sending back images of planets, but rather providing information about an unseen world that no human-made object had ever reached before. Every piece of data from the region where Voyager 1 is currently located is more valuable than gold to scientists. First, let's talk about cosmic rays. These are high-speed, energetic particles that originate from distant stars, supernovae, and galaxies. When Voyager 1 was inside the solar system, the sun's solar wind largely blocked these cosmic rays. But as soon as Voyager 1 exited the heliosphere, the amount of these cosmic rays suddenly increased. This was a clear indication to scientists that the spacecraft had fully entered interstellar space. These cosmic rays help us understand how energy travels in the universe and where the true boundary of our solar system lies. In addition, Voyager 1 is also recording plasma waves. In simple terms, plasma waves are like the heartbeat of space. These waves indicate how many charged particles are in that region and how they behave. When Voyager 1 first detected plasma waves outside the heliosphere, their frequency and pattern were completely different. It was like going from a quiet room to hearing the sounds of an unfamiliar city. These waves are allowing scientists to learn how dense interstellar space is and how different the environment is there. The most interesting part comes from the unknown signals. Voyager 1 sometimes detects signals that are not immediately understandable. These aren't alien messages, but they show that processes are occurring in space that we don't yet fully understand. Sudden changes in the magnetic field, strange behavior of particles. All of this is giving scientists new questions to explore. This data is especially valuable because no other mission has yet been able to confirm it. Voyager 1 is alone. There are no other spacecraft nearby, and no humans. All the information it sends back is based on first-hand experience. That's why scientists analyze every signal repeatedly, so that not even the smallest detail is missed. Voyager 1 is teaching us that the universe is not just empty space. There is energy, activity, and mysteries that are still beyond human comprehension. And as long as Voyager 1 continues to transmit, this story will go on. Slow, silent, but incredibly powerful. The golden record and human identity. Voyager 1 is not just a machine. It carries with it the identity and emotions of humanity. That's why the golden record was sent along with it. A golden disk that is still traveling through the dark expanse of space. This disk is not a scientific instrument, but rather an emotional message from humanity to the universe. In a way, it's our way of saying hello. The golden record contains everything that an unknown civilization might need to understand us. Hello, in different languages, children's laughter, a mother's voice, the sound of raindrops, ocean waves, animal sounds. All of this was recorded. Along with this, human music was included, classical music, folk melodies, and sounds that resonate with the heart. The scientists knew that perhaps no one would ever hear it, but they sent it anyway. Because humanity doesn't just ask questions. It also wants to share its feelings. The golden record shows that humanity sees itself not just as an intelligent species, but also as an emotional being. It captures fear, love, curiosity, and hope, all in one. It can be said that even if humanity were to cease to exist, this disk traveling with Voyager 1 would tell the story of who we were, what we felt, and how we viewed the world. But there's another, slightly frightening aspect to this story. Voyager 1 is still communicating with us today, but there's no guarantee that it will continue to do so tomorrow. Its signal could stop forever at any moment. There will be no explosion, no warning. One day, there will simply be no response. The Deep Space Network will wait, but the screen will remain silent. NASA scientists are mentally prepared for this reality. They know this moment will come. For many who have dedicated a large part of their lives to Voyager 1, that day will be an emotional one. Because they wouldn't just be losing a machine, but a companion that showed humanity how to transcend its limitations. On that day, Voyager 1 will continue its journey, but alone, without a voice, without a response. The golden record will be with it, like a memory, a reminder that once, on a small planet, there were people who looked up at the sky and said, "Let's send our story out there." And perhaps that is Voyager 1's greatest strength. It doesn't just show us the universe, it shows us ourselves. But the story doesn't end here. The real questions begin now. What will Voyager 1 see next? There's no map or predetermined destination on the path it's traveling. It's simply moving forward, year after year, century after century. The biggest question is, will Voyager 1 ever reach another civilization? To be honest, the probability is very low, but not zero. The universe is so vast that calling anything impossible would be premature. The second question is even more emotional. Will Voyager 1 become humanity's last message? If nothing remains on Earth in the future, this spacecraft and the golden record it carries will tell the story of a time when there was life here, emotions, and music. A small spacecraft carrying the entire human story, wandering in the unknown darkness. The thought itself is chilling. But the story isn't just about endings. It's also about moving forward. Scientists are now thinking about the next Voyager. Missions that are faster, go further, and understand more. Perhaps in the coming years, humanity will build spacecraft that can explore interstellar space more closely. Maybe the next Voyager will return with the answer to a new question, or perhaps leave us with even deeper questions. Voyager 1 teaches us that humanity's greatest strength isn't its physical power, but its curiosity. As long as we keep asking questions, the journey will continue. And perhaps that's why Voyager 1 is still moving forward today, carrying our questions with it. If you enjoy these mysterious and awe-inspiring videos about space, please subscribe to the channel before continuing with the video so you can be among the first to see such videos.